Hi everybody, this is the baseball fight, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Host Hunter, welcome back to the Baseball Hut 2. I hope you like this video, hit that subscribe button. So I'm going to do a video on the Mets here. I wasn't really planning on doing too much Mets content on here unless there was some kind of drama surrounding it. But we have something really stupid from Philadelphia. What a shock. Something from Philadelphia, but it has a New York connection to it. And if you like stuff like this, which is... I think is interesting to talk about. As you know, I do a lot of videos on WFAN, and we have an employee or a former employee of WFAN, the former program director, I guess, or the program, I don't know what the hell he does, called Spike Eskin, who knows about this channel and knows about your host criticizing WFAN. Now it's his turn. We've talked a lot about cheating, baseball in the last 7, 8, 9 years, whatever it is, and starting with the Astros. There was rumors that the 2020 Dodgers were doing crazy stuff. The 2014 Royals, 2010 Philadelphia Phillies. We talked about a lot about that on this channel, and there's suspicions that I have about the 22 Braves and really the 2007 and 2008 Phillies. But nevertheless, this is insanity, but I don't expect anything less from someone that worked at WFAN. As you know, they all belong on the funny farm. I think even people that are on the periphery, and this is a wannabe WFAN host. He wants to be a WFAN's host, but he can't get the gig. Headline from Awful Announcing: Spike Eskin won't say the Mets are cheating, but he'll imply it. You go through this, you read this, this makes no sense. Quote, I'm not saying that they're cheating, but there's something fishy going on in this year with the Mets. This is like that guy on Ancient Aliens said, I'm not going to say it's aliens, but it's aliens. Really, it's like that guy. That guy with the funny hair. It's the same thing. And and we'll get into this article. He provides no evidence. Philadelphia sports radio host and dope Spike Eskin. Is that like his real name? That can't be his real name. It's got to be a nickname. I suppose like Irving or Steven or Jerome. That can't be his real name. No mother wants to have a kid's name called Spike. He must have a regular name. If anybody knows his regular name, put it in the comment section. I probably should look it up myself, but I don't want to. Philadelphia sports radio host Spike Eskin stopped short of saying the New York Mets are cheating, but he's begging for an investigation. What are you, John Boy? The Sherlock Holmes of YouTube? Go down, because he thinks everybody's cheating too, by the way. Go down the line of 50-win teams in Major League Baseball this season, and you'll see stark differences between their home and road records for all of them except for the Tigers. But the Mets split is just a little too big for Eskin. It's not big enough for the WIP afternoon host to outright say the Mets are cheating, but it's big enough for Eskin to call for an investigation. Get out the magnifying glass. Get out, Watson. In hopes that someone else will say they're cheating. Okay? Where's Columbo when you need him? Where's Monk? Really? Let's get into this. And of course, please like this video and subscribe for the Baseball Hut 2. I was doing a statistical deep dive on the Mets. Eskin said on Ike, Spike, and Fritz. I'm not saying that they're cheating, but there's something fishy going on this year with the Mets. So the Mets this year, again, I'm not saying that they're cheating. I'm just saying that maybe somebody should take a look at what's going on. Well, why don't you take a look at it? Why don't you take a look at it, Einstein? Eskin went on to read statistics around the Mets' home record versus road record this season. The Mets are 33-14 at home, good for a 702 winning percentage this season. On the road, they're 19-25, which equates to a winning percentage of 432. It's a stark contrast, one that Eskin says would be the 7th biggest home road split in MLB history, with the other 6 all coming in Colorado and Minnesota. Is that enough evidence for Eskin to say the Mets are cheating? No, but it was enough evidence for Eskin to claim an investigation is warranted. For what? For what? Most teams are like, a lot of teams are like this. They play great at home, and they don't play so well on the road. And a lot of times, there's sometimes where teams play great on the road and don't play well at home. In 2019, 2009, 2010, 2011, especially 2009, 2010, the Mets were terrible at Citi Field and always had a winning record on the road. They just didn't play well at home. This is how baseball is, the statistical anomaly. You need, like, an investigation. This is ridiculous, an investigation. An investigation of my foot, folks, my foot. It's also worth investigating whether Eskin was sitting on this take for 2 years, but it was curiously similar to when WFAN's Evan Roberts accused the Tampa Bay Rays of cheating. In May 2023, Roberts saw the Rays' 19-3 home record and said, "Hello, are you going to wake up?" An article was written in The Athletic, "Are you going to wake up now? Sometimes you don't need evidence." But then they didn't play well after that. That's the only thing. They didn't play well after that. Eskin was WFAN's program director when Roberts' rant accusing the Rays of cheating event went viral. 2 years later, Eskin crafted his own MLB cheating scandal rant. I will get into this in a minute. This crazy stuff with Phillies fans and the Philadelphia audience. You just have to ask yourself, in this era of baseball cheating, again, I'm not saying the Mets are cheating. I'm just saying that maybe somebody should take a look at what's going on. Asshole, you take a look at it. You brought up the statistics, dive deeper into it. What else you got to do? How much research do you do on your show? You sit in your home, you watch a game, and that's it. There's only baseball going on. So during the day, when you're not working and you're not watching the Phillies, dive into it. You investigate. Colombo, give me a break. Sipowicz, go investigate it. I can throw some. That's about as far as I can get. I don't like too many cop shows, by the way. Rather limited. But if you have an issue, you look into it. Hire the internet cop, the internet YouTuber known as John Boy. Get him to investigate. Let him to find out if he can read some lips and hear some trash cans. During the Met games at Citi Field, he'll figure it out. What was the record of the Astros in 2017? That should give you a pretty good indication of what's going on. Investigate. You investigate. You do it if you don't have MLB do it. MLB didn't investigate the Astros. The internet sleuth known as John Boy did it. Well, anyway, this is kind of what you get from talk radio. Talk radio is really, especially for the sports side. Talk radio is pretty good for the most part, but sports talk radio is just, and also about the Philadelphia people down there, obsessed, absolutely, positively obsessed with New York sports. They're obsessed. They're so unhinged when it comes to talking about the Mets, the Yankees, especially the Mets, or the Giants, or the Knicks. They just absolutely hate New Yorkers, and they hate the New York teams, which makes no sense. I never looked at the Phillies as my rival. It was always the Braves, the Cardinals, or the Cubs growing up. Never, ever the Phillies. Never the Phillies. Never. But boy, they certainly feel that way about the Mets. And, he's just trying to, create storm for his radio show because obviously he needed to do something in the middle of July, and we're not close to the trade deadline yet. We're a week away from the All-Star break, and then we're going to have a long week. That's a long week, folks. That All-Star break after the game. So he's just trying to get some, attention for his horrible radio show, which probably is horrible. They're all horrible, to be honest with you. All of them suck. All of them suck. All of them. But let me know what you think about this video, and of course, please subscribe to Baseball Hut 2, and I'll see you later.